said, I just wish like I would have done you guys sooner. You know what I mean? Like especially like through my development stage, freshman all the way to senior year. I just wish I would have been on that side of town maybe and then got to connect with you guys. Like you definitely felt like
All right, everyone, welcome back to the One Eye Scout, the Watchlist interview series, where we have McKinley, but we're going to call him Mack Martin. Um, and we're proudly brought to you with our partners over at TAN TV, the African American Network, with local field and global reach. Tonight, we're shining a spotlight on a young man I've known for a year now, watched him grow. He's starting to make some serious noise. Standing 6'6" out of Buda Johnson High School. He runs with one of the best programs in the country, Houston Hoops EYBL. We have Mack Martin. Hey Mac, thanks for jumping on us with us here tonight.
Yes, sir.
How's everything going for you right now?
Man, it's good. I just want to say a big thanks to you and TAN TV for having me on here.
Yeah, you know, for those tuning in on TAN who may not have seen you yet, how would you kind of describe your game in a few words?
I mean, I like to say I'm like a big guard who with speed and athleticism, but I think what sets me apart from everybody else is my scoring ability and my IQ and feel for the game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, man. We were just talking about scoring right before we got on, and it's a pretty neat dynamic you have down there with Houston Hoops. Yeah, well, there's good talent already. I mean, it's obvious with being the EYBL, but you have guys that score in different ways. Talking about big guard and you're teamed up with Monty Francis on one side and you're on the other. Um, Take us back a little bit. What's been the biggest part of your development over the last year?
I mean, back last year around there, I started hooping with Future, and that that whole program organization, they're amazing. That helped me take a huge jump. Their physicality in the practices, their competitiveness, that helped me take a huge leap in my game. But also, like my high school last year with Buda Johnson, we went like 3 rounds, went to the third round.
Hmm.
Just playing on being a freshman and playing against varsity, learning from all those guys. It helped me learn a lot. Just knowing that defense is such a big thing that's going to keep me on the court. Defense is hustle plays that's going to keep me on the court, keep me late, being able to do what I do on the court and do what I want to do.
Yeah, man. Talking about playing uh, as a young one and freshman and everything. If you didn't know, because I saw you with Gasso Next Gen, so I was well aware, but you never appeared out of place. You always felt poised. You always looked under control. And where do you feel that you've grown the most, physically, skill wise, mentally?
I mean, my defense has taken a huge jump. I know a lot of my coaches back in the day used to say my defense was one of my huge weaknesses, but I
Mm.
think I had to take a huge leap in that, take pride in my defense, to play on both sides of the court, but also my maturity and learning to stay on a straight path. Like there's going to be a lot of temptations along my journey. Just being able to stay straight on a straight line, and knowing that I lost a lot of these seniors from last year, my freshman year, I had to take on a huge role as a leader, and I think that
Mm.
just helped me grow.
Man, I would agree. I think watching you, for those that don't know, it was my first time to see you on the EYBL there at the circuit. I followed you somewhat with Future. Um, and man, kind of talk about that circuit event where it was all these different sneaker teams there. And what did you think about that?
The circuit or my first session?
The circuit. And then we'll go to the first session.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, it's all that talent in one area. It was awesome to see how I stood up against all those guys. Watching some of the teams I might play in the future, teams that I did play in the past. So it's awesome, man.
So let's jump forward a week now from the circuit and now your first EYBL session. How'd that feel for you?
It was great. I mean, it was like a whole different beast though. Like I've always played, but just playing with Houston Hoops and that first session, I learned a lot. Like you got to be efficient with every aspect of the game. Like decisions you got to make are like that. Like super quick decisions. You got to be like limited dribbles. You got to be able to score with limited dribbles. It's just like I said, a different beast, man.
You know, and you kind of answered somewhat the next question I want to ask you with Houston Hoops and their nationally respected program. You know, you talked about everything matters. Is there any other piece that you walked away from the first session with learning?
I mean, it's just those big things. Like I said, you got to be super efficient with everything you do. Like there's not going to be no wasted plays, no wasted movement. It's gonna bite you. So you just got to be like ready to go when that opportunity comes. You don't know when it's gonna get taken away.
Facts, facts. What's it like going up against some of the top talent across the country, and now being featured on through platforms like ours on 10 TV?
I mean, it's obviously a blessing to be in a situation I am in, but I feel like my teammates, they help me put me in positions to score the ball. They help me get to my spots. They allow me to showcase my skills at the top level, and they allow me to showcase what I can do against the top players in the country.
Yeah. When you walk into a gym, all right, what's your mindset, or what are you trying to prove every time you hit the floor?
I mean, I'm a huge winner. I hate losing. So as soon as I walk in the gym, I'm doing whatever I need to do. Whatever my team needs me to do to win, I'm gonna do it. Whether it's straight play 94 feet of defense, score the ball, be a facilitator, I'm gonna do what I need to do to win.
You know, looking ahead, what are some of the goals you set for yourself for the summer and maybe possibly into next season?
And this summer, obviously, I want to get a couple offers this year. I think I have the talent, but I do hope that I can get on that stage and get in front of who I need to get in front of. But next year, you see now we fell short this year for
Mhm.
playoffs, but hopefully next year the goal is to make playoffs and go hopefully a couple rounds deep.
You know, I always say this to 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 players: the offers are going to come. Just focus on the development and focus on being ready when that opportunity presents itself, which is a lot of what you just said. But just mainly focus on the development, develop, because that you got to be ready when that exposure time occurs.
Yes, sir.
You know, favorite favorite shoes you like to hoop in right now?
Man, recently I got a pair of those Paul George ones. I ain't never got a hoop in them when they first dropped, but man, they gotta be one of the best shoes out.
All right. And then pregame music. Who's on your playlist?
Man, it really depends. I low key like some Key Glock or like some Young Dolph, but if I'm feeling like some calm, I like listening to like some Daniel Caesar, like some chill.
You know, man, it's been Mac, it's been great having you on with us tonight across all the One Eye Scout and Tan TV platforms. Um, you know, one thing that we have a little segment on is passing the ball. So, like right now, and think about it as who would you pass the ball to as who we need to bring on next?
Uh, I would love to give this one of my teammates, Quincy Baker,
All right,
or uh, Deshaun Mayberry,
all right.
or even Sun Jinkle.
You know what, man? You're gonna have to go back. We're uploading all of these episodes. Well, it's the third one. We're gonna upload it on Spotify.
Okay,
And in all actuality, we interviewed Son
okay.
last week. last week before we took off. So he's a cool cat, man.
Yeah,
I like him a lot. He's a lot like you, quiet assassin, goes after the juggler,
try to
you
keep to
know.
myself a
But
little bit.
yeah, yeah. Well, Mac, that's it, man. Thanks, folks. One of the ones to watch, and you'll be seeing a lot more of them here across the One Eye Scout platform,
Sure.
Tan TV network. Stay locked in, man, and we'll have you back on sometime soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much to you and
All
Tan
right,
TV for having me.
all right, cool deal, man.